Welcome to the show. As always, I want to bring you the very latest on the COVID-19 situation by giving you the very latest numbers. Let's look at the latest case from yesterday. Travel-related cases is still 46. Person-to-person close contact is 3 new cases, 62 in total. Community transmission, 0 new cases. Total is 33. Under investigation is 24. 33 total. Total is 27. 174 total. This was yesterday's. Now the deaths, the total is 3. No new cases as of yesterday. No new deaths. Confirmed by January, 99 number of cases, 75 for female, 107, 43%, 57, 174, 100%. By age group, there's 11 number of cases. 20 to 29, 25, 30 to 39, 33, 37 for the ages 40, 90 plus, 0. The total is 74. 6% for 19, 29, 14% for 29, 39% for 19, 21% for the ages of 40, 17% for 50, 14% for 69, 7% for 70, 79, 80% for 1, 90%, 0%. So, as always, I want to remind you, if you're going to go out, always wear protective gear and always wear a mask so that you don't get the spread of the virus. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's move on towards the story of the virus. In this case, let's look at our nation's beef.
And now that housing facility has transitioned. And good evening, everyone. We do begin with developing news tonight and a startling number of new COVID-19 cases here in Oasis County.
And yesterday was 15 new cases, 147 new cases.
To be exact, that brings the numbers in the county to 147 cases. And tonight, we're learning more about the connection 14 of those cases have. They all come from a halfway home near City Hall. 19 people in total from that halfway home have tested positive for the virus. 3 of those people, we've learned, are also employees at a local beef processing plant. Our Ashley Portillo joins us with...
To get you an idea, let's look at our nation's beef. I mean, if you look at the beef company, they make about... We buy steaks, we buy hamburgers, we consume every kinds of beef. But, in spite of this virus, the people who work at the beef company have had the virus without wearing the protective gear and masks. That's why in some workplaces, all people are mandated to wear masks, because it's the rule. Here's my good friend Ashley Portillo with the story.
More on this developing story.
Of the 15 new COVID-19 cases here in Oasis County, 13 are from people who lived in a transitional housing facility, and now that housing facility has transitioned into a quarantine hub. 13 people who have tested positive for the virus are now quarantining themselves at Dismiss Charities, Inc., and they'll be there for a minimum of 14 days. In a news conference Monday afternoon, City County Health Department Director Annette Rodriguez said it's important for communal places like it to take extra precautions during the COVID-19 crisis.
You know, they sleep very closely together. There isn't separate sleeping quarters. Also, you know, they eat together, everything they do together. They share one restroom for males, one restroom for females. All of those things are very concerning.
Rodriguez also announced 3 of those people work at STX Beef. That's where, over the weekend and on Monday, the National Guard tested more than 500 employees. And Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni said more tests likely means more confirmed cases.
And we just want to be prepared that this week we'll probably see some other significant numbers as we get the results back from our beef processing plant testing operation that took place over the weekend.
City and county leaders said while it is hard to maintain social distancing at processing plants like STX Beef,
in some of these plants it's very hard to do the job that you need to do and social distance at the same time.
we're looking into how they can help prevent the spread of the virus with more thorough cleanings in communal areas like the cafeteria and lobbies. Meanwhile, leaders are just hoping the numbers of confirmed cases drop, but they are preparing for a second wave.
We think that it's going to hit around the same time the flu season hits. So the main thing is to get your flu shot. So you're not worried about, do I have the flu or do I have COVID-19?
By the way, about 800 STX beef employees have gotten tested or will get tested for coronavirus, and the city expects to have results from that testing by the end of the week. For now, reporting in Corpus Christi, I'm Ashley Portillo, Chris 6 News.
A suspected burglar was shot and killed.
Alright, so now STX beef. They don't know the damn thing about social distancing. 6 feet apart! It's 6 fucking feet! It's not hard. 6 feet. Let me show you something. This chair, not 6 feet. But if we remove this and this, it's 6 fucking feet apart. Get it fucking right. Get it fucking right, you beef company. Start sending employees home. They don't want to follow the fucking rules. Fire them. Just fire them. If they don't want to follow the rules, fucking fire them. We don't need this kind of crap out there. Knock it off. Yeah, masks. Mandate masks. Do whatever you fucking want. But don't ever say, well, we're going to not worry about social distancing and it's not going to be our concern. Yeah, right. Ain't going to be your concern. It's the media's concern. Y'all should be worried about. The bottom line here is this STX beef. And what about the manager, the city manager?
147 positive
Listen to Greg.
coronavirus cases. Today, that number jumped to 174. That's 27 new cases, 25 of which came from STX beef alone. Now, STX, along with Dismiss Ministries,
This
are
was
two
yesterday's.
clusters here in the city, and officials hope to prevent those clusters from becoming full-blown outbreaks. 18 residents and staff from Dismiss Ministries have tested positive for the coronavirus.
That's because of
Residents
STX
also
beef.
work at STX beef. Today, local leaders announced 25 new cases at STX.
We may see another big number tomorrow.
One person was not wearing the mask. I don't care. You gotta start wearing a mask and learn about social distancing. I know a lot about social distancing. 6 feet apart. Just because the order is lifted, that does not mean that you can start going back to not being 6 feet apart. You still gotta practice social distancing, period. No buts or excuses. Start mandating masks. Well, I'm coming over there with a full-scale, give me a break investigation into why employees should mandate masks. A full scale, give me a break investigation. By myself, no help. A full scale, give me a break investigation into why employees should should mandate masks because of this pandemic. We'll have that for you in the near future if I can have someone to be my co-anchor. I'll explain that later in this broadcast. Up next, later on, cell phone usage at workplaces. It's not allowed. Hear my angry thoughts. And up next, we're going to have more on the latest of the coronavirus, including including the budget shortfalls from San Antonio. And also, it's Nurses Appreciation Week. I'm going to dedicate something to my mom who's nursed at the doctor center. That's all coming up next. Stay tuned as Give Me a Break continues on this Wednesday. Now to the very latest on cell phone usage. Later I'm going to tell you about cell phones in the workplace. But during this coronavirus pandemic, all of us are plugged in with the electronic devices, our cell phones, all that kind of stuff. But the bacteria in the cell phones might cause the coronavirus. Might cause this situation. A situation with COVID-19. Here's Jeremiah Marshall with the very latest.
Frequently as you touch them. Health experts say the coronavirus can be transmitted through little saliva droplets. If an infected person coughs, sneezes, or even talks near someone else, those little particles can escape.
Those particles, those little droplets of saliva can get into your hands, into your electronics, and then you touch them, and you contaminate in your hands.
Cell phones, televisions, remote controls, tablets to laptops to your computer mouse, video game consoles, controllers to even headsets. Excuse me? Or just a few electronics found in someone's household. And medical professionals say if you keep these items clean, especially when touching them with your fingertips, that can help reduce the spread of COVID-19.
Yes.
Director of Infectious Diseases at Driscoll Children's Hospital, Dr. Jaime Fergie, says this could also lower the chances of you getting sick from other things, not just COVID-19.
So everything we touch, we want to be sure is as clean as
Let's wrap this up.
situation.
And Dr. Fergie also recommends that you stay up to date with the guidelines with the CDC. And when it comes to wiping down your cell phones or any electronics, make sure you read the device's instructions so that way you won't damage them. Reporting in front of Driscoll Children's Hospital, Jeremiah Marshall, Chris, 6 Sunrise. Mike?
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Thanks to my friend Jeremiah Marshall. I don't know why he's my friend. I follow him on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I never talk. So he's right. You got to wipe down all electronic devices. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. This is a little give me a lesson. It's time for a segment I call Give Me a Lesson. This is a little something I like to call Give Me a Lesson. What does that mean? Well, I just give you, I teach you everything. So what Mr. Marshall said is you have to wipe down all the electronic devices. Here's how you do it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this remote, for example. You can see all the germs are spread. What we're going to do here is we're going to use a disinfecting wipe from Clorox. See if I can get it out of there. There we go. And then you gotta wipe it down. Make sure you get all the buttons. Get all the buttons off the fingerprints and stuff. If there's fingerprints on it while you're cleaning, don't worry. You can just, try not to do it with one hand. Like that. I'm going to show you again. We're going to use a controller, like what Jeremiah Marshall did. Make sure you wipe it down generously. And always make sure it's unplugged, because we don't want any electrocution happening. If you're going to do this, make sure that it's unplugged, okay? Unplug the controller later so that unplug the controller so you won't have any electrocution happening. Because you know what happens. If you go right down the controller, make sure you get all of it around the buttons, D-pad, the joystick. Wipe it all down. That's it. Clean. Disinfecting your devices is not rocket science. Using these Clorox wipes will give you a great tip to use whenever you're cleaning up. So, I'm going to show you one more. Make sure you get it all nice and clean. So that looks brand new and germ-free. Alright, we're going to take a break right now. Coming up, it's Nurses Appreciation Week. And we're going to look at and HEB is going to be thanking people for Nurse Appreciation Week. And I want to thank someone from my family who was a nurse after the break. Just real quick before we continue, after you wipe down, just wait for it to dry a bit. wait for it to dry, then you can use it. If you're going to touch it again, wipe it down as always. Just remember that. That goes for cell phones, electronic devices, VCRs, Xboxes, consoles, whatever. Now, this week, it's Nurses Appreciation Week.
As you've probably heard us report this week, this is Nurse Appreciation Week, and HEB thanks some local nurses today with dozens and dozens of flowers. Just take a look. This is over at Christus Lawn South Hospital, and HEB delivered 80 floral arrangements to Spawn South today. The company has now delivered some 4,000 arrangements statewide.
I'm happy for HEB.
We are looking at
I'll tell you something, I'm really happy. I'm really happy for our nurses. We pay them a lot. We pay the nurses a lot. I'm really happy for the nurses. I'm really happy for my mom who's a nurse at the doctor center. I'm happy. I'm really happy for my mom, who's a great nurse. So again, thank all the nurses out there here in Oasis County, here in South Texas, who do a great job in keeping all of our patients safe from this situation. By situation, I mean virus. Now,
What stated downtown is
going into the order here, the bars. I mean, just because the restaurants are open doesn't mean for bars. I mean, let's look at the bar that was closed.
like it goes
The bar's closure isn't
down here.
owner initiative. Here's Seth Kovar.
Governor today, and he joins us now with their reaction to COVID-19's impact on the downtown area.
It is
Here's Seth
devastated
Kovar.
downtown. It's like it goes down here.
Owner of Impact Marketing, Ted Cohen, is, of course, talking about COVID-19, the coronavirus that a fellow business owner estimates has led to a 90% drop in sales in the area. That's not the case for Cohen.
I am the exception to the rule because when this all started, our business went almost to zero, and so I decided we were going to sell masks and hand sanitizer.
Thanks to a reliable supplier he'd been working with before the pandemic, Cohen estimates he's received and sold more than 500,000 masks.
These are very expensive, and they would wrap around the year and they do real well.
Those sales have him in rare company, a thriving downtown business. On the other side of the coin, we have Moonshine and Ale, a piano bar popular with tourists and locals alike. COVID-19 shutdowns forced it to close recently.
The building at Chaparral and William now sits empty. All signs of a lively sing-along joint gone. It looks like it's permanently closed, but local economic leaders are optimistic some closed businesses will find new life after the pandemic ends.
There are a significant number of businesses that have closed. Hopefully, most of them can reopen, but it's a difficult environment out there right now, there's no question about it.
That's especially true downtown, due in large part to lots of tourists canceling their vacations. For years, the city has tried to make downtown more attractive to people and businesses, and Cohen thinks COVID-19 will not erase the progress that's been made.
But it's coming back, it's right on the verge of coming back really nice, and I think it still will.
Reporting in Corpus Christi, Seth Kovar, Chris 6 News.
Exactly. All right. So as Seth said, 90% of the bars, 90% of this stuff has dropped. And one person is selling the hand sanitizers and the masks. Always wear masks to reduce the spread of the virus so that we don't have any of the situation happen. Let's just remember that. All right, coming up. Cell phone usage at work. It's not allowed. But hear my angry thoughts about this when we come back. Alright. Now, I want to make this very clear right now. All workplaces have a strict rule. And that strict rule is no cell phones. I talked about this on Monday with no cell phones in school because it's an interruption. Train of thought to the students, and a train of thought to the teachers. That's the same thing that goes with in workplaces. In workplaces, phones are prohibited. They interrupt. They interrupt the work process, the employee's train of thought, the work process, the employee's train of thought, the manager's train of thought. You need to be awake and stay busy. You know, I've been thinking, what if it's an emergency? If it's an emergency and if you're in a fast food restaurant and it's an emergency, find someone who will cover your spot first. Then, let your manager know. Just say like, I gotta take a quick phone call, Andy's watching my spot, so on and so forth. They say okay, then you can go on. They say no, go back to your spot. The only times you're able to take out your phone is before your shift, during a break, after your shift, or if it's an emergency. Talk to your boss beforehand. You know, my job, my other boss, what he used to do was if you were to use your phone, he would lock it in the safe. You will not get back to after your shift. No excuses. This way you check your time. That's why you have a watch on you. There's a watch you have. Put the watch on your wrist so you can check your time. Don't be sitting there like, okay, 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 okay. Don't do that. Just make sure that you get the message. Phones are prohibited. You gotta stay busy so you can make some money.
Well, now that the Governor Abbott has announced phase 2 of his plans to reopen the state, large events can now proceed, and that also means weddings.
And with Governor Greg Abbott he's going into phase 2. All weddings are going to resume in Texas under these guidelines. Let's listen.
Our Catherine McGinty spoke
Let's listen to my good friend Catherine McGinty
to find out more and what this means for her special day.
I think reality hit probably 2 weeks ago, and then that's whenever the waterworks kind of came.
Soon-to-be Mrs. Esparza was supposed to walk down the aisle next weekend, but had to postpone her wedding until September due to the pandemic. But now the governor is lifting some restrictions, rolling out the carpet for events like weddings to move forward.
Before we were in limbo, and at least we have a little bit of clarification that we can do some things.
Some of the new guidelines include limiting occupancy to 25% for indoor venues other than churches. Indoor ceremonies must alternate rows and keep 6 feet distance between individuals who are not from the same household. But even with these limitations, happy couples and those in the wedding industry were excited to move forward with their plans.
Some of them were in tears and excited, and one of them actually said, you know, Leanne, I may not have the big wedding that I dreamed of, but I'm going to have.
And although they may look a little different,
so will we have guests wearing masks? Is that going to be something fun and lighthearted? Maybe that's a new wedding favor. We don't know.
It's all about like trying to find the positive in it. Like you'll be able to tell a story at the end.
Catherine McGinty, Chris 6 News.
Steph,
The Diocese of
70th Street, I'm happy for you. I hope that your wedding comes, and I hope you'll come on the show to explain your side of the story. Alright, when we come back, our final item of the broadcast. Virtual summer school. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Next. Summer school is a big thing for all of us if we fail a grade, if we fail some classes and stuff. But now there's a new thing that's happening. Virtual summer school. Some schools might be planning on this plan, and some schools might not, because the pandemic shut down.
And how the district is trying to rebound.
So what's being done about this? How can we rebound it? Here's Chris 6 News reporter Chelsea Torres to tell us all about the rebound plan for for virtual summer school.
There are over 36,000 students within the Corpus Christi Independent School District. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, CCISD staff have been working hard to keep students on the right course.
It certainly has been and continues to be a difficult time for our entire community, but we're resilient and we're going to get through this, and we are getting through this, and we're very hopeful for the future.
CCISD's Director of
Alright. I'm happy that I hope CCISD does the right thing for playing this virtual summer school, because we need to have our kids catch up in their education. Back in one with our final item. Wait a sec. There's a chair. Oh, it's you! We need a co-anchor. If you're in the Corpus Christi area, Oasis County area, South Texas area, and you want to be a part of this, give me a break, please send me an email at jcarmy67@gmail.com to learn more about the details. To learn more about the details of being a special co-anchor or a regular co-anchor on the show. Rules are simple. It's going to be a thing for all the people out there who have nothing to do over this pandemic. If someone in the Corpus Christi area wants to be a part of this, send me a 5 to 10 minute video of you doing your Give Me a Break stuff. It could be from one of my videos. It could be from it could be anything. Give it your best shot. I'd love to have you sitting next to me talking about all these kind of topics with me during this pandemic. Just email it to me at jcarmy67.com. If you're going to post it on YouTube, post it on YouTube under the title, Give Me a Break Co-Anchor Test. That's a wrap. I'll see you Friday. That's a wrap. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Thursday. Wednesday. See you again, Give Me a Break Friday at the same time. At 3:30. Until next time, America.